We'll start with the prayers. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavate Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Viddhishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are studying Prasno Upanishad, the sixth chapter, the last chapter, and the last few verses. Today, I hope to finish this Upanishad. And in this last chapter, the Upanishad gives the full description of Atma as Purushaha. Purushaha means the spiritual essence in all living beings. The body, mind, matter principle made up of Pancha Bhutas. In this body mind complex, there is a spiritual essence. The same essence is also there in the creator Paramatma. Paramatma is also matter plus consciousness. Jivatma is matter plus consciousness. Matter is the body made up of Panchabhutas. Paramatma's matter consists of what? The entire universe. In both this, there is a common principle which is called as Chaitanyam. This Chaitanyam is called as Atma. And all Upanishads are trying to reveal this Atma to us. In the sixth chapter, this Atma is called as Purushaha. And then it says, this Purusha is made up of 16 kalas. Shodasha kala. The kalas are anatma. Purusha is atma. The kalas cannot exist independently. Kalas are dependent on Purusha, the spiritual essence. The spiritual essence is not dependent on kalas. Can you understand the difference? The Panchabhutas and the universe are dependent on the existence of Chaitanya. Chaitanyam is not dependent on the world. Chaitanyam is an independent principle. Consciousness is not a part of body, product of the body, or property of the body. In its presence, the body acts. So our journey from ignorance to knowledge consists of knowing the Atma which is independently existing. That is the journey which is described in all the Upanishads. We have studied 10 Upanishads. We have gone through some of the Bhashyams like Taittiriya Upanishad and Prasno Upanishad? Some people are attending the Mandukya Upanishad Bhashyam also. So we know that there is only one topic in all the Upanishads. In Brahma Sutra, it is called as Tattu Samanvaya. Tattu Samanvayat means what? The goal of all Upanishads is this Atma or Brahman. And Prashna Upanishad also very beautifully in the sixth chapter, especially brings out this Purusha and then says this Purusha is independently. Knowing this Purusha, you can get moksha because this Purusha is samsara varjitam. Samsara varjitam means what? In this Purusha, there is no samsara. No samsara means what? In this Purusha, there are no shareers and there are no three worlds. It is existing independently and it is chit ghanam. Chit ghanam means what? Pure consciousness alone. Can you see the development of how we are trying to reveal this independent entity called as Brahman or Atma by saying the nature of that Brahman is pure knowledge. Pure knowledge is called as Chaitanyam. Knowing this pure Chaitanyam as my own real nature, I can moksha, not a distant moksha after reaching Vaikuntha or in the next birth. No, moksha is here and now, not after doing another Upanishad. No. If you understand the concept clearly, Atma is the common element in the Jivatma and the Paramatma. Jivatma consists of three bodies: Sthula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, Karana Shariram. Paramatma consists of Sthula Prapancha, Sukshma Prapancha, Karana Prapancha. Prapancha means what? The world of Pancha. Jiva is essentially the three sharirams made up of matter. Paramatma is also essentially these three as we know now. But once we know the Mahavakyam, which says that Tvam Pada Lakshyartha, the indicative meaning of Jiva is Atma. Tat Pada Lakshyartha, the indicative meaning of Paramatma is Atma. So as Lakshyartha means what? Indicative, indirect meaning of Jivatma and Paramatma. What is the Vachyartha? Vachyartha means direct meaning. Direct meaning means the Shariram, Sthula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, Karana Shariram, or Prapanchas. So what we learn in the Mahavakyam is drop the Vachyartha, the direct meaning, and claim the Lakshyartha, which is Atma. This Atma can be known only by studying the Upanishads or Bhagavad Gita or Brahma Sutra, because all three have got the same essence for teaching. Once you have understood from the Upanishads or from Bhagavad Gita, the essence is this Atma, then whatever you're studying, whichever Upanishad you're studying, you will be able to understand very clearly all the Vakyams which are talking about Atma's nature. Ashabdam, Asparsham, that mantra which comes, Asparsham. So this mantra is what it is describing Atma. Na anta prajnam, na bahish prajnam in Mandra. That also is describing Atma. But you should know how this Mahavakya has to be operated in your buddhi. You must understand the Mahavakya very clearly so that the essence of the Upanishad becomes clear to you. This essence, if it is clear to you, will transform your vision about yourself, about the universe, and about the Creator. Jiva, Jagat, Ishwar. Complete transformation. Before coming to study of Upanishads, you were Ajnani, ignorant person with reference to Atma. After studying Prasno Upanishad, you are a Jnani. You know how to understand Atma and claim that Atma as your real inner self. If this is understood, then the fruit of this study is moksha, or what we call it as freedom from sorrow. Why is it freedom from sorrow? Because you have known how to dissolve all your experiences into Chaitanyam. Chaitanyam is eternal, Nityaha, always there. All the experiences, they are dissolved every day in our life in only one Vastu, which is called as Atma. Knowing that Nitya Vastu, I become immortal. If I don't know that Atma, I am permanently in samsara, which is continuous birth, continuous death cycle. With this brief introduction into the Upanishads, I will now go into where we stopped last week. Is verse number 5. Totally, there are 8 verses. We have to complete 4 verses today. The last 2 verses are very simple. 5th verse is also very simple. 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 verses we have to finish. All these 4 verses are very simple verses. All of you can easily understand. Once you have understood the concept of Mahavakyam and the Jivma Paramatma oneness, which comes out from the understanding of Mahavakyam, all these verses are nothing but Phalashruti. What is the fruit of this knowledge? In the previous verse, number 4, the entire Shodasha Kala was described. 4th verse describes 16 parts of Purusha. All the entire universe is described in these 16 colors. 16 colors is just a figurative way of saying the whole universe. Now, in the fifth mantra, the Upanishad wants to teach us how these kalas are merging in Purusha. Katham. That is what Shankaracharya is asking in this introduction to the fifth. Now we will see how Vijaya chants this entire fifth mantra, like she has done all the mantras of Prashno Upanishad. Very beautiful chanting by her. Not only a Prashno Upanishad, also Mandukya Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad, so many Upanishads done.
स यथा इमा नद्यः स्यन्दमानाः स यथा इमा नद्यः स्यन्दमानाः समुद्रायणा समुद्रं प्राप्य समुद्रायणा समुद्रं प्राप्य अस्तं गच्छन्ति अस्तं गच्छन्ति विद्येते तासां नामरूपे विद्येते तासां नामरूपे समुद्र इत्येवं प्रोच्यते समुद्र इत्येवं प्रोच्यते एवमेवास्य परिद्रष्टुः एवमेवास्य परिद्रष्टुः इमा षोडशकला पुरुषायणाः इमा षोडशकला पुरुषायणाः पुरुषं प्राप्य अस्तं गच्छन्ति पुरुषं प्राप्य अस्तं गच्छन्ति विद्येते चासां नामरूपे भिद्येते चासां नामरूपे पुरुष इत्येवं प्रोच्यते पुरुष इत्येवं प्रोच्यते स एषः अकलः अमृतः भवति स एषः अकलः अमृतः भवति तदेष श्लोकः तदेष श्लोकः.
The fifth mantra gives an example of the rivers which merge into the ocean. Before the rivers merge, they have got name and form, nama, rupa. But once they merge in the ocean, what remains? The water remains. The essence remains. What goes away? Name and form. So similarly, when the 16 kalas merge into Purushaha, every day in the night we are experiencing that. There is no universe for our experience. So where does the world go? It all merges into Ishvara or that Atma. Which Atma? It goes back into the Purusha. That one common element which is there in both Jivatma and Parama. And then what happens to the Jiva? He experienced that Paramatma, that Eka Atma alone. He loses his identity. Isn't it true for all our experience of sleep state? In the sleep state, my entire individuality merges with Paramatma. Paramatma's individuality or this creation has merged with the Nirguna Atma. So everything merges into Eka Atma. Eka Atma is called as Turiyaha, Turiya Atma, or it is called as Brahman, or it is called as Bhuma in Chandogya Upanishad. Names are different for that Atma, but Vastu is one. Uttama Purushaha. That is what 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita calls it. It is not Shara Purusha, Akshara. It is Uttama Purusha. That Purusha is what is referred in Prasno Upanishad as the merged ground for the Shodasha Kalaha. So, river example is for a jnani merging into Brahman. Suppose I say that I have dropped my individuality. Even now, during Jagrata Avastha, you say, I am not the Vastula Sharira, I am not the Sukshma Sharira, I am not the Karana Sharira. Who am I? I am that Brahman, which is described in the Mundaka Upanishad with an example. The same example is quoted in Prashna Upanishad also. Mundaka Upanishad, the mantra is referred here, chapter 3, second section, 8th mantra. Same example. River merges into ocean by dropping name and form. Before merging, what do we say? There is Ganga, there is Krishna, there is Yamuna, there is Jamuna. All those names are Godavari, all those names are given. Each river may have separate form. Some may be very long, some may be short, some may be very broad. But once the rivers they reach the ocean, what remains? Water alone remains. So similarly, Jivatma, when it merges with Paramatma, which has got two forms, one is Agunam, another is Nirgunam, it loses its individuality. What remains is Eka Atma. This merging is through pure understanding. This understanding comes about by the study of Upanishads. So, what do I learn? How do I see myself? When I am in meditation, what I should say is, I am not the body, I am not the mind which is experiencing the world, but I am the essence, the content which is Atma. Nama Rupa is dropped for the river. Same thing, Nama Rupa is dropped for the Jiva. When the Nama Rupa is dropped, what happens? The Bhavana is dropped. I am a Jiva, I am a father, I am a mother, is dropped for knowing your essential nature. Try to understand this. While you are interacting with the world, you are this body. For interaction purposes, there is a body, there is a mind, and you are that body mind interacting with the world. That Vyavahara is as per prarabdha karma of the body. It has got nothing to do with Atma, which is pure in nature. So, this merger, when we talk about rivers, the rivers will merge into ocean, and again from the ocean, they will evaporate, the water evaporates, and then it forms the clouds. From the clouds, they again forms into it comes back as a river, comes back into the river form. Jivatma's merger into Paramatma during Pralaya is not final, but Jiva's complete merger happens through Brahma Jnana. In the case of the river, it is the name and form is temporarily lost. In the case of a normal Ajnani Jiva, the merger happens during Pralaya, every day in sleep. What happens finally when you get Brahma Jnanam, Videha Mukti Kale, Jiva drops his Namaropa, which is caused by Shariratrayam, and merges into Brahman. So that is the gist of the mantra. Now we will study the Bhashyam, what Shankaracharya says about this verse. Now in this particular paragraph, number 305, so far we have studied 305 paragraphs written by Shankaracharya on Prasno Bashyam. Very elaborate commentary he has written on 6 chapters. Here he says the colors merge into Purusha, which we have seen so far. For the merger of Jivatma to Paramatma, there is no travel involved. In theological systems, you have to fly to Vaikuntha and then merge with Ishvara. But in the case of Jnana, Vedanta Jnanam, the locus of merger is the Adhisthana Atma, which is always Adhisthana, which is here and now. So the rivers lose their individuality, the Jiva also loses its individuality, but ultimately, what is the meaning of merger? When you lose your individuality and merge into consciousness, that is called as final merger, and it happens naturally. As you understand the Upanishad, a very subtle transformation happens in your intellect. The intellect gets the power to draw kartrutvam, bhoktrutvam, pramatrutvam of a jiva. Doership, enjoyership, experience-ship. This entire vyavahara, the intellect knows I can drop it at will. And then immediately the mind will travel to Atma. This happens to a jnani. It cannot happen to ajnani because he is still not ready. Jivatma does not become extinct with the name Paramatma. Avatar, basically, Jivatma becomes Paramatma. He is one with Ishvara. That means what? He becomes immortal. See, when you cross time, you are basically immortal. Suppose you come to understand, I am not this Jiva to this Vyavaharika world. I am someone beyond time. That is what the Upanishad wants us to understand. It's a very subtle understanding in your intellect, but it is possible. So the name Ganga is given till it reaches Samudra. Once it becomes when it's Samudra, Samudra means ocean. Water is the essence of ocean. Water is the essence of river. So when a jnani jiva becomes a jnani jiva, he becomes Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta means what? Jivan Mukta means that bhavana that I am Jivaha goes away. That's all. That is 306, topic number 306. Next topic is 307. Now, in this topic, Shankaracharya brings out a little bit more clarity about this merger. The whole thing in Vedanta is knowledge based. Paridrishta asya. Jnani is called as paridrishta. Paridrishta means what? Knower of that parama vastu, which is called as Purusha. And suppose you know that vastu called as Brahman, that knowledge itself makes you free. Parisamanta drashtuhu darshana kartuhu. The seer of that knowledge becomes muktaha. The moment you gather this knowledge, your ignorance, which is clouding your mind, goes away. What is generated in the buddhi, in the intellect? Vritti vyapti is generated. Vritti vyapti means what? Thought is generated. When a thought is generated and there is no vastu in the world, normally when a thought rises, there is a corresponding object in the universe. Here you are talking about objectless consciousness. So when the thought is about objectless consciousness, what happens? That consciousness is shining in the same thought as the self. There is no more adhyasa which is happening. Adhyasa means superimposition. Why does superimposition take place? When you generate the vritti of the world. When you generate the thought of the world, then there is knowledge of the world. At that time, what is it called? Adhyasa. Why is it called adhyasa? On consciousness, you are superimposing an object from the world. Adhyasa means superimposition. Anadhyasa means what? I don't have any object for superimposition. I am only seeing the subject. I am the subject which is being reflected in the in my that mind is called as sattvic mind. Otherwise, our mind is rajasic. Rajasic mind is what? All the time thinking of this world, that world, that world. I have to do this, I have to do that. Kartrutvam, bhoktrutvam. I have to see that. I have to see that WhatsApp. I have to see all that is what? Rajasic mind. Rajasic mind will always be in that. Ghatakasha means pot space. When the pot is produced by the potter, the space automatically gets enclosed in the pot. And then say, this is a pot. And this is the pot space. This pot can hold 5 liters of milk. Then we say the big pot can hold 100 liters of milk. Space is given a name in the pot for transaction. Body is given a name in the world for transaction. But the content of this pot is what? Space. Content of the body is what? Consciousness. When the pot breaks, what happens? The space which was occupied in the pot merges seemingly with the total space. Similarly, consciousness in this body merges with Chaitanyam, pure Chaitanyam, which is always pure. Pure means what? Without samsara varjidam. That is the definition of Chaitanya. There is no samsara. There is no body. That is my pure nature. Knowing that pure nature, I become free. Just as the sun is considered to be illuminator, creator of illumination, till we see this world. But when we don't see this world, sun loses that illumination nature. It is pure sunlight. Similarly, consciousness, when it is together with this body mind, it is called as illuminator of this body mind, and through the body mind, illuminator of the entire Panchabhuta, which is objects of five elements. So, like the sun becomes an illuminator, our consciousness illumines this entire. So, by generating thoughts as per the Shastra Pramanam, I understand my nature as consciousness. The nature of consciousness to reveal is not an action. It is its nature. It is its swarupa. If it becomes an action, what happens? It will become anityam. Any action is Kenopanishad Bhashyam talks about pratibodha. What is knowledge and what is knowing? Is knowledge an action of Atma, attribute of Atma, or nature of Atma? In Kenopanishad Bhashyam, this Shankaracharya beautifully analyzes. Initially, we say it is knowing is an action. It is an attribute of Atma. Initially, temporarily it is accepted. But ultimately, what do we say? Whenever there is Vyavahara, we say it is an action of Atma. Atma is revealing the entire thoughts in the mind. But when we go to sleep, Atma still continues to exist. Then when we talk about self-existent, self-evident Atma, we say it is the nature of Atma is illumination. Atma is by nature consciousness. Fire burning is not an action done by fire. It is not an attribute, but it is its nature. Sun illumining is not an action or an attribute of sun. It is its nature. Tattvato. Similarly, Jnani knows that consciousness, which is illumining this body and the thoughts, is the nature of consciousness. It is not an action. It is the nature which is continuously there. Eternally, consciousness is self-evident, self-illumined. This particular slide is just a revision. Wherever I have not taken something, I will talk about it. So all the kalas during Pralayam, they go back to the 16 kalas. Whatever you see as the universe during Pralayam, Pralaya Kala, there are three kalas. Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya. Srishti Kala, the kalas will emerge out of Brahman. Like from sleep, we come out into the world. Similarly, Paramatma also comes out from the Pralaya Kala. Then what happens? Sthiti is there. Maintenance is there. Who does the maintenance of the world? Paramatma, Ishvara. Who does the resolution of the world? Against Ishvara. These kalas will remain in dormant condition till the next Srishti, till the next creation comes up. Mundaka Upanishad, we have seen this verse quoted before, and then we have seen Paridrishtuhu, we have explained. Jnani and Surya, we have compared them. Nadi and Surya, these are the two examples. Sunlight is for illumination. The rivers are for merger. All kalas, all the parts of the universe, the three padas in Mandukya Upanishads are the 16 kalas in Prasno Upanishad. Waking, dream, sleep are the three padas of Turiyatma, Ekatma. Similarly, in Prasno Upanishad, instead of three padas, it is 16 parts. All the padas have got one destination, which is Brahman. Jiva's destination is Atma. So never say that I will die. Always we will say we are going back to our Swarupa. There is no death in the world. Death of a Jiva is not there. Neither the birth of the Jiva is there from the Atma angle. Body dies, body is born. Body, sthula sharira. But Jiva never has death. Na jayate mriyate va kadachit. What does this mean? Second chapter, Bhagavad Gita, 20th verse. Na jayate mriyate va. That is the pramanam for no birth, no death for a jiva. What Lord Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita in the middle of the battlefield when thousands of people are dying. He says there is no death, there is no birth. Arjuna, you are confused. I will teach you the spiritual essence of the jiva. Same spiritual essence is taught in Prasno Upanishad, Katho Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad. Jnani Jivatmas merge into Ishvara. The next topic, 308. Merger means what? Merger means losing name and form. It is disappearing. I am appearing and disappearing. Rivers are appearing, they are disappearing. Each kala loses name and form. Name and form of rivers, they go away, but the truth of the river, water remains. In Kathopanishad, Nachiketa wanted to know, is there anything after the death? Some people say there is something which remains. Some people say there is nothing after death. Life is nothing but this entire world of experience. Madharmaraja says there is something. That something is called as Satchidananda Atma. Knowing that Atma, a person becomes free. What about the word which is called as name and form? It is mithya. But mithya cannot survive without an adhishthanam. Snake cannot be there without rope. Mirage water cannot be there without sand. This entire jagat, the three states of experiences cannot be there without the Turiya Atma. Turiya Atma is Satyam, Jagat, Jiva, Ishvara is Mithya, name and form. That Satya Vastu lends existence to every kala, to every path. So the three padas are not possible in Mandukya, waker, dreamer, sleeper, not possible without the Turiya Atma. Knowing the Turiya Atma, which is eternal, I become free. There is existence in the universe. Consciousness is available as and when the minds are woken up. That reality is something called as Purusha, which never ends, which is always there, eternal. So Samudram remains the the name and form goes. Jnani does not end, he continues as Ishvara, continues as Brahman. Vyavaharically, we say he is merged with Ishvara. Paramarthically, we say he has become Brahman. So we can invoke Shankaracharya. Even today, we can invoke Shankaracharya as that Brahman, which is existent even today. All kalas of Jnani merge into Shodasha Kala of Purusha. That is the essence of this mantra. The 15 kalas enter the elements into their own essence. This is a side point. There are 15 kalas mentioned in Mundaka. In Prasno Bashyam, 16 kalas are mentioned. The kalas are mentioned in the above verse, which are quoted here. Both are correct. Basically, what it says, Nama belongs to one, He belongs to one Rupa. When all the kalas they go, what remains in Upanishad, it says, name alone remains. This is just a side point between Mundaka Upanishad and Prashno Upanishad. Prashno Upanishad says even the name merges. In Mundaka Upanishad, it says name alone remains, everything else goes. When Jnani dies, what happens? When a man dies, Vedanta Upanishad says, what leaves him is the form. What does not leave him is the name. For example, today also we talk of Vivekananda. Vivekananda is a name. Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Chinmayananda. Swami Chinmayananda. These are all names. We still use the name. So name is eternal. Whereas the body and the form is gone. That is what is just an explanation for the Mundaka Upanishad, which says name remains. This Upanishad is a pramanam for Mundaka Upanishad where it retains the name. Okay, that was just a side point. Next commentary of Shankaracharya 309. So when the 16 kalas of a jnani have merged into Ishvara, jnani is without any kala. Therefore, jnani is called as Ishvara. He has merged. In the sense what? That once the individuality is gone in the mind of a jnani, he is called as Paramatma. Jivatma loses his Jivatma status, becomes a Kalaha Paramatma, which is Nirgunam Brahma. See, whenever sometimes we see some Swamijis, they have already merged with pure consciousness as their nature. In their Vyavahara, they continue to do actions, but that is what is called as Loka Sangraha. Saha evam Vidwan. He is called as a Vidwan, knowledgeable person, because he has known how to merge the three sharirams and the experiences of the three shariram into that Chaitanya Atma. What is the basis of these kalas? Avidya, Kama, Karma. This we have seen in Mundaka Upanishad also. Avidya means what? Ignorance. That ignorance is responsible for the birth of the body, which has got individuality. That individuality depends on samashti, which is the Shodasha Kala. So when all the kalas are merged, Akalaha Bhavati is the essence of this particular. Akala means what? He becomes immortal. See, a jnani who has given up the individuality through the study of Upanishad, this is the Phalashruti. This is what is the fruit of jnana. He becomes one with Ishvara. He becomes one with the reality. जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युः ध्रुवं जन्म मृत्युश्च तस्माद् परिहारार्थे न शोचति मर्हसि. Certain is death for somebody who is born. If you think you are the body, death will be there. Suppose you think you are the Atma, eternal, immortal Atma, then you have no grief. You don't grieve for the existing people or the ones who have departed or the ones who will depart in the future. Because you have come to know the immortal nature of all jivas. That is what is the phalam of this knowledge about this Purusha. Mrityu is because of kalas. In Kathopanishad, Yamadharmaraja says, Mrityo sa mrityumapnoti. The one who sees Bheda, differences in this universe, he is always going from death to death. He is always in the flux of change. But the one who comes out of this cycle of change, he becomes immortal, he becomes a Kalaha Purushaha. There is no mrityu for him. Akalatvam becomes his nature, and that is the cause of immortality, amrutatva praptihi. So akala status means what? Jnani without the Shodasha Kala. He has understood the Purusha, which is the final sting ground for the entire universe. And knowing that, he becomes immortal. Once you become a jnani, you drop the kalas. That is the central message of the entire Prasno Upanishad. Brahmanyanat eva amrutatva praptihi. This knowledge of Purusha, which is the essence behind this entire creation, which I explained to you right at the beginning of today's session, that is the ultimate knowledge which we are supposed to pick up from all the Upanishads. So Amritattvam is the benefit of this knowledge. Amritatva means what? Immortality. Now we come to the sixth mantra. Another example is given here. Beautiful example. And then there are two other mantras, which is the end of the Upanishad. Let's see how this verse goes.
Ara iva ratanabhau, Ara iva ratanabhau, Kala yasmin pratishtitaah, Kala yasmin pratishtitaah, Tam vedyam purusham veda, Tam vedyam purusham veda, Yatha mavo mrityuh parivyatha iti, Yatha mavo mrityuh parivyatha iti.
So this example is about the spokes in a wheel. I'll explain to you, then it becomes clear. All of us who want to get this immortality must know this Purushaha. That is the first thing you must understand from this verse. What type of Purushaha? That Brahman, which is the Adhishtanam, which is the substratum for the entire universe. Normally, our eyes cannot know this substratum because it is invisible. Our sense organs are illegible. They cannot understand, they cannot experience Vastu. But how does a jnani realize this? Because he has full faith in the Veda. And the Veda describes this Purusha. In Mundaka Upanishad also, we have the same example of the spokes, the wheel, and the hub. When you look at the wheel is nothing but the spokes joined together. Suppose the spokes are not there, then there is no wheel. So you call it the wheel as long as the spokes are there. And the spokes are held by what? The spokes are held in the wheel by what? By the hub. That hub is called as Brahman. And the entire, the spokes are what? The spokes are nothing but the devatas which control all the jivas' activities. The spokes are supported by the hub. Spokes are many. Devatas are many, jivas are many. Each jiva is nothing but a part of that entire wheel called the wheel of universe. So similarly, Brahman is the hub, the chakra nadhi or the purusha. The spokes are nothing but the kalas, the 16 kalas or the jivas, the three sharirams. The three sharirams are supported by the hub. Spokes are the members, but the wheel is the parivara, the family. So, as you have the spokes and we have the hub, similarly, in Vyavahara, we have Ishvara, the hub which controls the spokes, which is the G. There is Adhara, Adheya Sambandha. What is Adhara? Adhara means it is the Adhishtanam, supporter. And what it is a supporter and supported. Supported means what? Adheya. Adheya means the jivas. Adhara and Adheya, they have the same order of reality. Adhishtanam and Adhyasa. Adhishtanam is, as long as you see the world, it is called as Adhishtanam. Same order of reality. When you don't experience the world as we experience in our sleep state, it is no longer called as Adhishtanam. It is Karana Vilakshana Atma, which is a higher order, which is called as Paramarthika Satyam. Adhishtanam and Adhyasa is one type of relationship. Final relationship is there is no relationship between Karanam and Karyam. This Brahman is Karya Karana Vilakshana. Adhishtanam is called as Satyam. As long as you see the Adhyasa, which is the world, entire world is Adhyasa. Waking world, dream world, sleep world, all three are Adhyasa. Adhyasa free Atma is my real nature. Okay, so that is the example, very beautiful example, which is quoted in the Upanishads. See, simple examples like the river example, like the spokes and the hub and the wheel. This comes in Kathopanishad also. It comes in Prasno Upanishad, it comes in Kathopanishad. Next topic, 312, explains this a little bit more. The 16 kalas are nothing but the prana, the indriyas, the jagat, which is what is supported, and the spokes are held by the hub. Hub is the Brahman. The spokes can be compared to the devatas which control the indriyams for the experience of the universe. Purusha is the eternal, immortal, independently existing. Don't forget this. Right at the beginning of the today's talk, I said Atma is independently existing. It is not a part of the world. Many a times the students, after 25 years of Vedantic study, don't know this fact that Atma can exist independently. They make this mistake of not understanding independent nature of Atma. Therefore, they are miserably confused, deluded about the nature of the world, about the nature of the body. All these three words, eternal, immortal, independent, very important words connected with the real nature of Purusha. And the Shodasha Kalas, 16 Kalas is what? The three avasthas, the Pancha Koshas, the three Sharirams, the three Prapanchas. Prapancha means the Samashti world. All this is Upadhi. Upadhi means medium of transaction. They are not real, they are not independently existing, but they are paratantram. Paratantram in Sanskrit means what? They are dependent on consciousness. Only when you know this Satyam and Mithya clearly, you will know that in the sleep state, I am Satya Atma. The world Mithya is dropped by me. I am immortal Purusha. The world is always fixed on Purusha. Purusha is independent of the world. Mastani sarvabhutani, nacha mastani bhutani. Same chapter 9, 4 and 5 Bhagavad Gita. You should bring that understanding here in this mantra. With this knowledge of Purusha and the 16 kalas, I can finally say Aham Brahmasmi is extremely clear for me. And when that becomes clear, the world is adhyastam, it is experienced, but it is mithya. Mumukshu means seeker, has to know this adhisthana Brahman, which is called as Paravidya. All other branches of science which you study in the colleges and in the universities is Apavidya. Nobody teaches you in the world Paravidya unless and until you come to a guru. The guru employs the Shastra for teaching. Only when the guru employs the Shastra for teaching, then it is called as Paravidya. You can have PhDs about the objective world, but to know how to get out of this samsara, you have to know samsara varjitam eka atma. Nyeyam yat prabhakshyami yajñātmāmtamashnuте anādimat param brahma na satnāt sat uchate. Lord Krishna in the 13th chapter says Jnanam and Nyayam. I will teach you what is Nyayam, by knowing which you will get immortality. That knowledge is the same what is being taught in Prasno Upanishad as Shodashakala Purusha. Mandukya Upanishad na anta pragyam na bhaish pragyam no bhayata pragyam na pragyana ghanam. Purnatva purishayatnatvato purushaha. This purusha is purnaha, always fulfilled. Suppose you say, I am the Atma, you can say, I am always fulfilled. I have discovered my fulfillment in Atma. Atma is the adhishthanam. It is the substratum without which this entire universe doesn't exist. If I know this Eka Atma, I know all what is there in the universe. That is, you become omniscient by knowing one Atma. The next 313, Mumukshu Purusha Yathavatu Janiyat. Mumukshu should know this Purushaha Samyak Jnanam. Samyak Jnanam in Sanskrit means clear knowledge. If you want to claim immortality, you can claim only when you know Tatpada Vachyartha, Tvam Pada Vachyartha, Tatpada Lakshyartha, Tvam Pada Lakshya. These four words are part and parcel of Mahavakya. Suppose you don't know this Atma. What does the Shankaracharya says? You will be swimming in samsara, mortality, dukkha. This is what Narada was saying. In spite of having 16 PhDs on about the stars, about the planets, about astrology, about palmistry, about so many sciences I know, but I'm still swallowed in dukkha. Dukkha means sorrow. Dukkha can go only when you know this Purusha. Ashochananya shochasva Yavadamsha bhashase gatasuna gatasumsha nanushocanti panditaha. Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, become a pandita. Panditaha means you come to have the knowledge of Atma. Then you will have no grief at all. Because then you know the world exists because of Atma. So this is the end of the sixth verse. In the next verse, the teacher, he concludes in two verses, 7 and 8, he concludes the entire Upanishad. World, don't forget this, yeah? This is very, very important. World is dependent on I, the consciousness. I, the consciousness, can independently exist, swatantram, claiming that swatantra Atma is claiming I am immortal. Isn't it a great achievement? Through jnanam of Atma, normally a ajnani, ignorant person who is a normal person who doesn't know about all this, he will think that I am born. But as you have got this knowledge, what will you say? I have some knowledge about myself which I don't know how to express it, but I know it is there. And that claiming is internal silent affair for each one of us. Silently it happens when we go through systematic study of Upanishads through Shankaracharya's Bhashya. So with this sixth mantra of the sixth chapter, the teaching is over. The dialogue between Sishya and his guru Pipalada, Bharatvaja, the Sishya, he finishes his discussion with the Guru. The seventh and the eighth mantra is just a conclusion. Let's see the mantra.
तान् होवाच एतावत् एव अहम् एतत् परं ब्रह्म वेद एतावत् एव अहम् एतत् परं ब्रह्म वेद नातः परमस्तीति नातः परमस्तीति.
At the end, the teacher Pipalada, with humility, he says, this alone I know of that Brahman, and there is nothing beyond that. There is nothing beyond that. That is why the knowledge of Brahman or Atma is called as ultimate knowledge, Param Vidya, Paravidya. Beyond this, there is nothing. Because it is the nature of Atma. I know this much about Shodasha Kalpa, Param Brahman. The student, if you remember, he came to the teacher to understand what is this Shodasha Kalapurusha. Here, the teacher concludes saying, whatever I have taught you as the Purusha, which independently exists, which is the Adhishtanam for the Shodasha Kala, that is what is the final teaching. Having taught this Shodasha Kala Purusha, he tells the seeker that the highest reality is Paramarthika Satyam. We do two other Satyams. One is Vyavaharika Satyam, which is Jagat, Jagrat Prapancha. Pratibhasika Satyam. These are just names in Sanskrit given to our experiences. In the experience of the dream world, we say it is Pratibhasikam. It is a illumination of our vasanas in the Karana Shariram. They are projected into the Sukshma Shariram. And it is only an illumination of the vasanas. Leftover impressions of the world is nothing but the dream. Jagrat is the the real experience world which we all think is very real. But what is real according to Vedanta? Not the Swapna, it is not the Jagarat, but it is Brahman. It is Purushaha. That Purusha exists independently. It is the ultimate reality. There is nothing superior than this Purusha. Nothing else is to be known. Our knowledge is complete. When the knowledge is complete about this universe, I am fulfilled in life. There is nothing else which can fulfill me in the world. Getting more money, money will go sometimes. Getting more houses, again, houses are there, not there. Family, children, again, they are there, again, they are not. So many things in the world. Anything in the world does not give fulfillment like the knowledge of Atma. See how beautifully Prasno Upanishad concludes the entire Upanishad with the knowledge of the ultimate reality. Whether it is Taittiriya Upanishad, whether it is Mandukya, Kathopanishad, all these Upanishads, the goal is the same. By knowing this, the struggling individual jiva who thinks that he is a samsari discovers his real nature as Brahman, as pure consciousness. There is no more struggling jiva after the knowledge of Atma. If in our own mind, intellect, we feel that I am this Atma, then we are truly blessed and there is no more knowledge, new knowledge to be gained. Sthula Shariram may be struggling with pain. Sukshma Shariram has got problems in the office, at home, and so on. Karana Shariram is always struggling with the next Sanchita Karma. But I am not any of these Sharirams. I have transcended the Sharirams. I have claimed the Purusha as my real nature. There is nothing else in the world except living this knowledge throughout my life. I am Shodasha Kala Purushaha Asmi. I am this ever existing Atma. The last verse.
तेतमर्चयन्तः तेतमर्चयन्तः त्वं हि नः पिता त्वं हि नः पिता यहम् अस्माकम् अविद्याया परम्पारम् यहम् अस्माकम् अविद्यायां परम्पारम् तारयसीते तारयसीते नमः परमऋषिभ्यः नमः परमऋषिभ्यः नमः परमऋषिभ्यः नमः परमऋषिभ्यः.
Beautiful chanting by Vijaya, who chanted all the verses of this Prasno Upanishad. We are very grateful because without our chanting, we would not understand the real depth of these verses. So here, the last verse, this is the words of a student in gratitude to the teacher. And this is the highest gratitude one can give to the guru who has helped a student to cross the ocean of samsara, which is ignorance, about my own nature. And then he says, salutations to the rishis, salutation to the highest rishis. Nama param rishibhyaha, nama param rishibhyaha. Why does he say this? Because it is the rishis who have given this knowledge from one generation to the other. This knowledge is timeless, but it is being kept by the teaching from one generation to another, from a guru to another shishya, from shishya to again he becomes the guru, and so on. This tradition has been kept alive. Timeless knowledge and very, very ancient. Student is satisfied, he has become a Jivan Mukta. He has understood that the bodies are nothing but mithya, world is nothing but mithya. It is experienced, no doubt, but it doesn't have its own existence. Who am I? I am the lender of existence. I am the consciousness. I am the Sat principle. Jnanam has come to the student, and then he says to the student, Oh Guru, you are my real father. I have a biological father, but you are the real father. Has helped me to cross the samsara sagara. Birth after birth, I have been taking so many births in this world. But now, having surrendered at your feet and having got this knowledge, I have become ever indebted to you. I worship the entire Guru Parampara. All the six students are taught by Pipalada. They are totally satisfied with this knowledge gained in the six chapters of Prasno Upanishad. Having studied the six chapters, they feel that their journey is over, their spiritual journey is over. Upon me, this Vyavaharika Satyam continues. The triangular format continues. Jiva Jagat Ishvara continues. But I know in my own mind, I am the Turiya Pada Atma. I am that Brahman. I put on the threefold costume of Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, Karana Shariram, and then I experience Jiva Jagat Ishvara format. But when I'm free from these costumes, I own up the seventh mantra of Mandukya Upanishad, na anta prajnam, na bahish prajnam. I am not the three padas, and I am Turiya. How should the student pay compensation to the Guru? Shankaracharya says, they offered handful of flowers at the feet of the Guru. And what did they do? They did Shashtanga Namaskar. They fell at the feet of the teacher and said, You are as good as our father. Father gives us the birth, and you have initiated us to Vedic wisdom. The teacher status, the savior status, the father status is worshipped by the students. And the students, they have realized the second chapter Bhagavad Gita mantra, the 24th verse. Achedyoyam adahyoyam akledasham shoshachai nitya sarvagata sthanuhu achaloyam sanatanaha. I am that Nitya, Atma, Sarvagata Atma, Sthanuhu, Achalaha. These are the nature of that pure Atma. It cannot be burned. Atma cannot be cut. It cannot be dried up. It is eternal, stable, immovable. So it is the Guru who gives us the spiritual body. That spiritual body is immortal body, which I can retain forever. A new in every Janma, a new father gives me a mortal body, but oh Guru, you are the greatest father. You have given me an immortal body, eternal body, not a body which can decay, not a body which is dying, not a body which is fearing, but you have given me an immortal spiritual body. This is how Shankaracharya describes this verse. Self knowledge removes fear, like a leaf which fades and falls. In Vivek Chodamani, this example comes. Body may fade away, body may go away, like the leaf, it can drop anywhere. I don't care. Abhayam Shariram. I am fearless. And you are the greatest teacher. Then the next verse, or the next Bhashyam verse of Shankaracharya, you have saved us from the samsara ocean. What is there in the ocean? Old age, death, disease. All these three gives me bhayam. Jara means old age. Maranam means death. Rogaha means disease. All these three give me, yeah. How do I solve this fear? By shastric knowledge of prarabdha will come. Prarabdha takes away this, prarabdha brings pains to the body. But ultimate freedom comes by nididhyasanam. Nididhyasana means remember this teaching all the time. In one word, if you have to remember that, I am Atma. I am Atma. That is what we have to remember. Dakshinamurti Stotram, the first verse in Dakshinamurti, Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari, it says that the world is nothing but it is an image in the mirror of consciousness because of the power of Maya. Once again, Shankaracharya says that the namaskara to the Guru is namaskara to the rishis and it is namaskara to the words of the Upanishads because they are the pramanam. They are the source of knowledge for immortality. All the great rishis, we offer namaskarams. They are the perpetuators of the Brahma Vidya. With this, we complete Prasno Bashyam, a very elaborate Bashyam by Shankaracharya. We are able to complete it. Okay, we'll just chant this Shanti mantra, the same thing. Om Bhadram Karne Shrunyama Devaha Bhadram Pashe Makshabhyajatraha Sirairangaihi Stushtvagam Sashtanubihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vrittashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastina Stakshorarishtanebihi Swastino Brihaspatir Dadatu Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Okay, with this, we have finished the entire Prashno Upanishad. Before we go into today's meditation, I want to just make an announcement that we have finished what we started about roughly 3 years ago. I we had resolved to study all the Upanishads. We did complete the study of Upanishads, the 10 Upanishads. I have given the summary of all the Upanishads so far. And then we took two Bhashyams, Taittiriya Bhashyam, Shankaracharya's Bhashyam, and then we did Prashno Bashyam. So two Bhashyam studies we have finished. We are some students are attending the Mandukya Bhashyam, which will continue on Sundays. There are other Upanishadic Bhashyams which are in the process of getting completed. I'm writing the notes for the other Bhashyams. I have finished Keno Bhashyam. The other Bhashyams like Ishavasya Upanishad, Katho Upanishad, Aitara Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad. These are four Upanishads. I'm writing the Bhashyams and two other Bhashyams. That means there are three Bhashyams which are over, which is Taittiriya, Prashno, and Mandukya, which I have finished Taittiriya and Prashno this book. Mandukya is going on Sundays. There are five Upanishads. I'm writing now the notes. We are still in the process. There are two Bhashyams which I have not studied, which is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and Mundaka Upanishad, which maybe at a later point of time, Bhashyams I will have to study. So as such, I will be closing this Saturday sessions on Upanishads. As of now, today is the last day for Upanishadic study on Saturdays. Sundays, we will still continue our Mandukya Bhashyam. Now, what will I do on Saturdays? I have in mind to start a fresh learning teaching for beginners. I will start with Tattvabodha, Atmabodha. This is what I have in mind. If things go well, next week on Saturday, I plan to start Tattvabodha. Very, very simple text, but very important text. Those people who have done Bhashyams, they can still, in the Tattvabodha, it will be useful because anytime Tattvabodha is a good revision for after Bhashyam because all the things which you have studied in Upanishads, once again, you will remember them. So after this videos are circulated for today's class, we will be stopping we'll be dismantling this WhatsApp group and also the email circulation group. We will be stopping and we'll be starting registrations for Saturday classes on Tattvabodha and Atmabodha. These two texts I do plan to take up in the coming months. You will get notifications in WhatsApp and by email. And you will see in the community the advertisement for these classes. And there will be a new link which will be circulated for these new classes. Completely new batch will be starting. So if you have friends who want to learn Vedanta, they want to learn the basics of Vedanta, you can tell them to come and join these sessions from next week. I'm thinking maybe I will skip the meditation today. Maybe there are some of you who may like to express something in the next 5-10 minutes. So I will close. In case you have any questions on today's session or on the classes, you can ask me. I will open up the discussion now for I see a couple of messages. Yeah, the the same mantra which is there has been quoted by Shama, I think. Yeah, Shama has quoted Bhagavad Gita 270 Apuryamanam. Very beautiful mantra, the 70th mantra of the second chapter. Very, very good mantra, very good comparison. It's exactly the same what we have studied today. It's you see, this example, this is a mantra which talks about merger of a jnani with Parma. I'm glad, Shama, you have brought up this mantra. Very good comparison. Uh, uh, okay, so Bharat says it's good to start with beginner's text. We have done a lot of high level texts for the last 3, 4, 5 years. We have done a lot of high level texts. So I'm sure all of you are very knowledgeable. In case you want to attend Tattvabodha, Atmabodha, you can continue. And if there is interest, perhaps after Atmabodha, I might take Bhagavad Gita. I'm not sure. So it all depends on the number of students who are interested, who register for these Tattva classes. It will be a new registration. We will start next week. We'll send you a link for registering, and it could be next week on 26th April, or it could be on 3rd May. If the number of students is less, then I might postpone it to 3rd. But otherwise, we will start registrations on Monday. And anybody has any questions? Shanmugam is going to unmute all of you.
Segarji, this is Manikandan.
Yeah, Manikandan, go ahead.
I don't have any questions. I would like to convey my gratitude and my namaskaras to you. You have put a lot of efforts in making us to understand this Boshiam, which is very high level text, which is difficult to understand. You took a lot of pain and effort to make it easy for us, and also patiently listening to our doubts and queries and explaining our doubts to make it clear understanding. So I would like to thank you, and I would like to continue this Tattva Bodha classes also. Uh, you know, this satsangam is really helpful to keep to be closer with our Brahmanyanam. So thank you very much. I would like to say my gratitude to you
Thank you,
and
Manikandan.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Uh,
Segarji.
uh, Very good. I'm glad this journey of Asham has really given me a lot of joy. And I'm sure all of you have got some benefit out of this because this is the essence of all spiritual study. Bhashyam study is the ultimate study which for any seeker. And we have done two very beautiful Upanishads, Taittiriya Upanishad, Prasno Upanishad, and we're continuing our Mandukya. So Mandukya will take probably the end till the end of this year minimum. Uh, we'll still continue our higher level of study on Sundays. If you are interested, you can join. Uh, After Mandukya, we would probably take Katho Upanishad Bhashyam. I'm writing the notes, and I find these notes of Kathopanishad are phenomenal. It's really amazing. It's Nachiketa's question and answer, and how Yamadharma Raja reveals the secret of Atma. Very beautiful explanation by Shankaracharya. I I I would most probably take Kathopanishad Bhashyam study if it works out well, and sometime in the future. Um, the other bhashyams are there. Keno Upanishad, Aitareya Upanishad. Chandogya is extremely difficult and it is very abstract, but it is there. Uh, anyway, for those who are interested, you can visit the website. And now that you have done the two bhashyams, most of you will understand when you read the notes. of the Bhashyams. You can visit the website, you can see what is there, you can continue the study. Kathopanishad, I think 5 volumes are already there in the website. You will see Ishavasya, Aitareya, Chandogya coming up soon. They will all be, all these are Bhashyams. So they will be coming up. And of course, the last portion is Brahma Sutra. I hope I can take maybe after 2 years or so, the first 4 sutras of Brahma Sutra. Uh, they are they are a complement to Bhashyam study because Bhashyam itself can reveal the ultimate truth. And let's see how time flows. We don't know. Let's see. As of now, what I can say is we will start Tattva Bodha most probably next week on Saturday, 26th of April, if not 3rd May. You will be intimated by WhatsApp and Vijay has done chantings for also Tattva Bodha, very beautiful chantings. Okay, Nandu, you have something?
Hariom, sir. I think
Yeah.
something similar thoughts as Manikanda ji mentioned. And for us, you are like Piplad Muni and like Acharya, Shankaracharya. And whatever like disciples were having their thoughts and our gratitude for your teachings. And we love to join on the Tattva Bodha and Atma Bodha class because earlier I haven't done that and I have missed. And sure about like the pipeline, whatever you mentioned about like Chandogya and the Brahma Sutra. I believe Brahma Sutra after Chandogya, because I think in as per my understanding, I think there is a lot of shlokas which are comes from like Chandogya Upanishad towards like Brahma Sutra. Many of them like replicating throughout the Vashyam. And thank you, sir, for your kind lectures.
Thank you, Nandu. Thank you very much for your kind words. See, all the all the greatness belongs to Shankaracharya. Nothing is mine. Whatever Shankaracharya has said, whatever my gurus have explained about those Shankaracharya's uh, Bhashyams, I have just been able to translate them and explain to you in my own words. That's all. But the real greatness belongs to the rishis and the Upanishadic mantras. That is the greatness of our texts. It is these texts which liberate us. It is these texts which make us happy. When we read them, when we understand them, it is these texts which help us to take our mind deeper into the same universe in which we are living. There is no other way. It is these texts which help us to make us grow intellectually, make us grow spiritually. Yeah, Bharat, go ahead.
Jackaji, again, I just want to repeat what others have said. I'm so grateful for these classes. I just wanted to say that you say it's the Shankaracharya's work and you're just translating, but the way you teach is amazing. It's inspiring, and it's the understanding of the Bhashyam that gives all of these teachers, such as yourself and the acharyas themselves, this amazing level of energy and focus, which I find inspiring. A moment ago, you just said that you're writing the Katha Upanishad Bhashyam, and it was just marvelous for you. I'm already excited just hearing those words. I can only imagine how Shankara Acharya felt when he was writing the Bhashyams. He would have been even more delighted. I can only imagine, well, I can't imagine how the rishis felt when they were writing the Upanishads. It's tremendous. So I just wanted to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bharat. Thank you very much. Basically, I found Mandukya, after Mandukya Upanishad Bhashyam, which is a technical study of Upanishads. It is a lot of reasoning is there, lot of logic is there. But when I went through the Kathopanishad Bhashyam, I'm still writing notes on the list of mantras. That central text of Kathopanishad is those 10 or 11 verses, 13 verses of Etat Vaita. Yamadharma Raja tells to Nachiketa, this is what you wanted to know. Is there something after death? This is what you wanted to know. This is what you wanted to know. Again and again, he brings out the question and says 1 to 14 and 1 of Kathopanishad. These two questions are so brilliant. Now, I'm giving you the answer for those two questions. And that portion of Kathopanishad is absolutely mind-boggling commentaries by Shankaracharya. Absolutely mind. You read those commentaries, there is no way you can not understand what is your nature. You will be forced. There is no other way, because that is the brilliance of Shankaracharya. The way he describes those mantras, very scientifically, he presents it as, we are all used to this modern style of teaching with PowerPoint presentations and so on. In his time, he has presented in such a beautiful way through the Shastric words. And just wait for it. When I start teaching those Kathopanishad Bhashyam, you will really enjoy the same. You can go through the notes in the website. It will be appearing within, like I said, a part of it has already come. 1,200 pages of notes are there already. But the essence is in these verses of Etat Vaita. Kailash Khandelwal, thank you very much for your remarks here. And also Krishna, thank you. Thank you very much. Namaste. These are the words of encouragement which keep me on the path of teaching, and of you will something, at least some portions of this study, I'm sure, has gone into your mind, and it will keep you inspired. Important. My Tattva Bodha sessions will be for basic beginners, but at the same time, I will also try to give you the highest of Vedanta while teaching Tattva Bodha. So it will not be a pure beginner. There will be a lot of high-level concepts also from the Upanishads, which I will give it from time to time. Shama, go ahead.
Hari Om Shekharji.
Yeah.
So I just want to take this opportunity, apart from my grateful thanks and appreciation, and I'm just very tempted to ask you, what is your secret of such amazing self-discipline?
I don't know.
In just actually the way you work so hard, and I just keep thinking, how can you do it? So it's almost like as if there is a secret. So if you would kindly share, I'll be very grateful.
There's no secret behind what I'm doing. Shama, you have been one of the very early students of this group. When we started this Upanishadic study, you were one of the initial people who enrolled for it. And I'm glad you came up to this extent, and you have completed the entire course on Upanishads. It's a
But
fantastic.
I have not been very kind of regular and sustained. It's been a bit of on, off, you know. And so
No,
it's
but
only
still,
now that I feel I have developed, you know, Shraddha. I would love to have Shraddha like, you know, Nachiketa. That's my ultimate inspiration for if one has to have Shraddha, one has to have where you're happy to walk away with Yama, Lord Yama himself, you know, go and visit Yama himself. What a courage in this thing. But short of that, at least, you know, I just feel, thank God you are there as an inspiration. But whether there is something about a structure and a routine, you know, which one could adopt in our daily lives.
yeah, if you're talking about a structure, the way I would say is devote at least 1 hour of study every day. A personal study, 1 hour every day. You must, if you like a Bhashyam, do Bhashyam study. If you like a Upanishad Bhashyam, take my notes, start studying. If you like any text, I leave it to you which text you want to choose, left to you. But a discipline comes only when you do daily study. You can start with 1 hour a day. You say 6 to 7 in the morning or anytime when nobody is going to disturb you. Take that as your first lesson
Uh-huh.
for developing a discipline for studying a spiritual study. You know,
And focus
1
on
hour
one
a day.
thing. And focus on one thing.
Only one thing. Complete the
Yeah.
test. Suppose you decide that okay, I'm
Because
going to
I
do
think I do that, you know, yeah, very try to pick up number of things at the same time. And I think that's what's probably
yeah.
not
So
right.
drop trying to do 5 things at the same time, but tell yourself, I'm going to be focused. I'm going to learn. Suppose you enroll for Tattvabodha. Tell
Uh-huh.
yourself, I'm going to learn this text completely to the best of my ability.
Okay. Got it.
To
Yeah.
the best of my ability, I'm going to absorb complete text. Everything about this text I want to absorb, keep it in my mind. At any time, somebody wants to know what is Karana Shariram, it is causal body, not casual body, I must tell them. So I must be thorough in what I'm studying. And that is what I hope to bring in my Tattvabodha sessions in the coming weeks. I want to educate in such a way. Tattvabodha is a very preliminary text, but it has got all the essence of Upanishads.
Mhm.
Everything you study in Upanishad is there in Tattvabodha. So it is a text for beginners, no doubt. I'm going to have, I'm going to ask all beginners to come and join. Maybe there'll be 5 or 6 of them who will join, and maybe I'll start a class. So, but if also there are some others elders who want to study, you
I
will
definitely want to join. Yeah.
But what you will find is that Shankaracharya has given us a basic structure. In Tattvabodha, he has given us a basic structure for the study of Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads and the Brahma Sutras. So, doing this study of Tattvabodha will definitely help all. Whether you are a
Uh-huh.
beginner, whether you are, you have studied before also, it is a revision. Suppose you have done, but you know it, but it will be a good revision for you to see the structure of the entire universe, how it is broken up, to understand Vedanta.
And to see the gaps in the understanding, isn't
Yeah,
it?
there could be some gaps in understanding, but that will be filled up.
Yeah.
See, a good thing about these sessions is at the end of every session, there is a Q&A. So if there is any gap, you can ask questions. I don't understand this portion. I don't understand this portion. Please explain. So that gaps which is there, I'm sure it will benefit most of you.
Amazing.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Anything else?
I think
Hari Om
Segarji,
Shekharji.
Yeah, Hari Om.
Sorry. Hariom Shekharji, this is Vijaya here. Thank you very, very much for a wonderful completion. I couldn't join in person all the sessions, but I've never missed hearing the videos. Amazing understanding from the Prasno Upanishad. It has helped a lot. Grateful to you for the same. And whenever I chant, it actually puts into more responsibility of what am I chanting I really need to know. And that's what propels me to join all the sessions and go through all the class notes and make notes of my mind, of my own. That has actually helped to evolve even a little of the understanding. And Tattva Bodha, I think there is no end to you learning Tattva Bodha, because I have done it with you and again gone through it, and again I'm ready to do it again, because it's like you have a skeleton on which you can create a frame, and that skeleton, if it is not strong, then the frame would not be easy to getting furbished. I think that is where I come from, and I'm really looking forward for it. Thank you very, very much, Shekharji.
Thank you, Vijaya. So this is Vijaya's voice, which you have been listening to in all the chantings. For those who have not known her, she lives in Texas in the US, and she's the one behind all the chantings. And she has started doing the Tathopada chanting also. I just told her I'm going to start the classes. She immediately volunteered. She said, I will take the verses for chanting. She has finished 15 verses of Tathopada out of 38 verses or so. So thanks to her. And thank you, Vijay, for all whatever you have said. And if there is nothing else, we'll close today. Bharat, you have a session tomorrow, half an hour before, for your group on your study group, right?
That's right. Because
Is it tomorrow?
it's tomorrow, so
Tomorrow.
it's going to start 1 hour before the Mandukya Upanishad session, your Mandukya Upanishad session, and it
So
will
it's going to
last for
start 1 hour before.
1 hour before, and it's only going to last about half an hour, 40 minutes. I'm just sending out some notes, but it's just an introduction session for everyone to set the scene, and then we'll see how it progresses. But honestly, Shakaji, thank you for the inspiration, for us to set up these sort of study groups. Sometimes everyone needs a little bit of a push. They need teaching, but they need a bit of push as well. So thanks for that. And Vijay Ben, thank you for chanting. Honestly, it's amazing.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we'll close today and then we'll see next week. Next Saturday, we'll start with Tathopada. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you,
Namaste.
Shekharji. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Shekharji. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thanks a
Hariom
lot.
Shekharji, namaste.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.